and welcome to After the Coffee. That means it's hump day. Wednesday, we're almost halfway through our week. And on Monday at Monday Morning Cup of Joe, we talked about modeling behavior, especially when it came to taking ownership of mistakes. It shows our accountability. Again, it's not about perfection, it's about excellence. And excellence means that we put our best self out forward in front of our people and in front of our organization. So I want to entertain a question. This one was from um, Kimberly. And she says, Dave, do I have to disclose all my mistakes to my team? Well, Kimberly, we all make mistakes. And so we want to make sure that we don't repeat them. Those mistakes that are clearly visible to our team, we're going to want to say, hey, guys, my bad. But in also to respond to that, Susan says to make as many decisions as a team, as many decisions as you can as a team, understanding that there are some decisions that are left only for management. Totally get that. So if we do make a team decision and it was wrong, then it's our bad. And again, as we've talked about in the past, it's important to model your decision-making process in front of your team frequently. And the best way to model this is in any of the decisions that would affect the team. And to say, well, here's the decision that needs to be made. Here are the options that we have. Let's take a look at the pros and cons of each option. Let's identify the one that looks most appealing at that point, and then identify risks involved in taking that and seeing if there's something that we can do to address the risks. And then as a team, commit to this is our course of action. That model is super relevant to everybody's job. I mean, who doesn't make decisions at work? It's almost, in some cases, all we do is make decisions. So when we can make a decision as a team, we get a better, well-rounded decision. And chances are those decisions are less likely to fail or have an issue with them, at least one that didn't get addressed. It's going to be a rare occurrence because you have all these different perspectives looking at the same thing, but seeing it in different ways. And that's the wonderful part about team diversity, right? We all come from our own frame of reference, our own experience, while respecting the frame of reference and experience of everybody else on the team. And it's not about judgment or anything. We just start putting the ideas out there and say, well, here's the decision. Hey, I've got an idea in terms of an option and somebody else has another one. And we have this range of options that we can start looking at from, what are the benefits of each and how big are the benefits? And then what are the risks of each and how big are those risks? And we can come to in a way, a consensus, a very informed consensus. And that's the best consensus of all, right? But if we all own it, then we all see that it's successful in its implementation. We do work very hard because it's our decision as a team. And if it fails, as Susan says, then it's not necessarily just your fault, it's our fault. Of course, as leaders, we will always take responsibility for the decision and say, gosh, you guys, I really thought we had a great idea. My bad. I never have a problem with saying that. When truly I've made an error or I should have steered the team in a different direction, even if I was way off course, I always make sure that I apologize and let the people who are on my team know that I appreciate them and that I'll learn from that experience moving forward. When you do that, it takes some of the risk out of team members having to do that. Once you get into the habit of saying, you guys, sorry, I was wrong. Let's figure out another course of action. Then the team members feel safe, psychologically safe to say, gosh, leader, I screwed up and I need help. I need your help in terms of let's talk about a fresher set of options, you know, or they can go to the team and feel comfortable saying, you guys, I screwed up. This is what happened. I interpreted it as this. It's my fault. What can we do now? Because you know what? The longer the team stays stuck on placing blame and focusing on the problem in terms of complaining and moaning and all that drama, they can say, okay, great, fine, out of the way. What's next? They don't let the mistake become an interruption. And that's so important. We focus on a mistake. We don't think solution. We're only focusing on, oh my God, I did something wrong. That's not effective and it's not healthy. It's a lot of the neuroscience again. We we allow we've trained our brains to focus in on shame and judgment, which does absolutely no good. It is non-productive. Instead of immediately saying, oh, error, mistake, whoosh, next solution. That is important. That is leadership. The days of the beatings will continue until morale improves are way back in the rearview mirror. They are not today. And if we don't acknowledge that, and if we don't live out of the new paradigm of leadership, no one's going to want to follow it. No one. So be that good leader. It takes practice. I know I make it sound like it's simple, and it is, but it's not easy, right? Remember, we don't confuse simple with easy because simple things can be very hard, especially when it comes to behavioral change. But I know that you can do it. Write it down on a piece of paper in big letters and post it over your desk so you're constantly reminded that perfection is not the goal. It's all about excellence. Hey, you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next Monday. You got it, with our Cup of Joe.